Hello pilots and welcome back to another Flight Academy video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. This is game 19 of season 8 and we have a rematch between Brad and Wes. This time the mission is assault at the satellite array, whereas in the previous matchup they were actually doing, just double checking, scramble. So still 3 objectives but a different matchup for them, and in that game, Brad actually took the victory. So can he take the victory again in this one and get himself a little bit further up the board? He's not doing too badly this season, to be honest, for his rookie season. But we do have some interesting double shot shenanigans here with Braylen and the stabilized S4s with those heavy laser cannons. That's a very solid shot that could be looking to do some serious damage on Death Rain, or possibly taking out Second Sister. But we can't ignore Snapshot on Death Rain. That is always a fun little modification that Wes has put on there that you don't normally see. I mean, between Snapshot and Proximity Mines, those are some two hefty upgrades that he has actually attached to that Punisher. So we'll see if either of those are going to come into play today, but it looks like Wes is going in for Ahsoka, and you know what? I don't blame Wes there. Whilst Braylen is potentially the harder hitting of the two with that combination, Ahsoka can be really tricky to take down. Multiple green dice, the Force, a very fast ship, also the ability to spend 2 force to give Braylen an action while stressed, so could do a K-turn and then get that lock. So lots to consider there, and taking Ahsoka out early could be quite handy. That is going to be right into Snapshot range. Snapshot having to be in range 2, getting a free 2 dice shot. Best part about that for Brad is no modification, so just a hit there. Eyeballs and a focus could spend the force to... No, not spending the force, taking that shield. An interesting choice. Potentially looking to keep that force for maybe an instinctive aim or something else a little bit later on. But they're just having a quick debate there about the timing of Snapshot. Obviously we don't see it very often, and Brad is a newer player. But Snapshot happens after a ship fully executes their maneuver and is at range 2, so it is before the perform action step. So they were just clarifying that that was what it was. So target lock there for Ahsoka onto Second Sister. In this situation, I think that's not a bad shout. You've got two potential shots into Second Sister, and she can go down fairly easily. Range 2 shot here from Ahsoka. Looks like it's going to be ion missiles to try and get Second Sister where they want her, but not great. Not spending the target lock either, which is surprising. Would have been nice to try and get rid of that focus, because here is a lovely bullseye shot from Second Sister, which does mean that Prockets are live. So this is going to be 5 dice going back into Ahsoka. No lock, which is a bit of a shame, but you got the bullseye, you've got the focus, you've got the force, and you've got a hit and 3 focuses there. Immediately spending those to flip those up. So guaranteed shield down on Ahsoka. Could potentially use Second Sister's ability or even Malice to turn that. Ooh, these green dice. The dice have not been good for Brad this turn, but he's going to spend 2 force, taking 2 hits. So we are down into hull. 2 hull remaining on Ahsoka, and Death Rain still has a shot as well. Hopefully those green dice have warmed up a bit. Focus spend from Death Rain, 2 hits coming through. Oh, that's not good. Spending the last force to keep Ahsoka alive there. Ahsoka is down to 1 at the end of turn 1. That is such a quick turn. I mean, that is definitely not what you expect. I said earlier about all those green dice and the force. You'd have thought maybe Brilliant Evasion might have been the right option on Ahsoka at that point. But it looks like we've got a range 3 from Braylen, but it is just outside of range on Bullseye, so definitely going to be a regular attack. No heavy laser cannon shot. Doesn't have the target lock either, so wouldn't be seeing the S-foils. This is starting to hurt a little bit. It is actually kind of painful to watch. That is incredibly unfortunate there. These dice are just running incredibly cold for Brad. Now, the big question is, where is Ahsoka going to go? What can Ahsoka do to try and stay alive and be of value for the rest of this game? Could look to slip in past Second Sister and then just come back around. Braylen could just come in fast with a straight move and not necessarily worry about a shot this turn, but take some cover behind that obstacle and then turn in. But Wes has the initiative again, so let's see what he's going to do. That's the 3 sloop there from Second Sister. I hope that Wes was looking at his dials when he dialed that in. I'd hate to see Death Rain come smacking into the back. But no, it is a 1 forward from Death Rain, so that's actually not too bad. Death Rain unlikely to get any shots this turn, but not taking any damage by colliding with Second Sister. I would have been tempted to take a target lock there. If you don't think you're going to get a shot, get a target lock in. And 3 bank from Braylen. That is, I think that lands him on the obstacle. It does. It just lands him on the debris. That is not good. There's going to be no shots from Braylen this turn. Going to take a stress, plus another one for the fact that it was a red maneuver. What is going to happen damage-wise? Does he take any damage? And he does take damage. Brad's dice have woken up exactly when he does not want them to. But let's see now what is going to happen with Ahsoka. Looks like a responding 3 sloop there, so keeping Ahsoka in the fight. They're going to have another crack at Second Sister. I think part of me would have been tempted just to get out of dodge a little bit there with Ahsoka and just try and come back in when it was potentially a little bit more favourable. But it's hard to say. You've got to be careful with obviously Death Rain with his proximity mine, you don't want that being dropped straight on you, because that going straight down onto Ahsoka right now would be a one-shot kill. But Ahsoka does have first shot. It is range 2 with a target lock and a force in the bank. Gotta spend that target lock. I think Brad's forgotten the target lock's even there. That is not good. If you've got it there, you've got to be using it. As second sister getting 2, and Ahsoka is down. Wow. I did not see that coming so quickly. That's a big 5 points there for Wes. 2 more for the objectives, 1 for Brad. No shots of Braylen hits on the rock. Losing Ahsoka is absolutely massive, especially with Braylen being double stressed at this point. It's going to take him 2 turns to get rid of that and actually be of any real value in the later rounds. It looks like Wes has got initiative once again. Oh, turning array with Death Rain. Very interesting. No rear arc on that thing, so I can only imagine setting up for a potential prox mine, seeing where Braylen ends up, but second sister looking to try and get that block very well flown there, very close to the obstacle, but flown in just beautifully, right in between both objectives, so is going to be able to claim or contest both objectives. If this is a 1, three bank? No, it can't be 3. Oh no, 2 banks there from Braylen. I think that's going to be going from one obstacle to another, though, unfortunately. Oh, does he land on it, or is he okay? See if he takes... I mean, if he wasn't stressed, that'd be lovely, because he could have barrel rolled to the right. But he is stressed, and... yeah, so he does avoid the gas cloud there, but he will be going over that next turn, which, if you are Wes, you're looking at thinking this is a beautiful place to be. Oh, those red dice. You've got the rerolls for the stress, though. Just the 1. 2 green dice for red line, because he is through the death rain, sorry, because he's through the obstacle. Gets it. It's going to be another 2 points to Wes for bottom and top objectives, contesting that middle objective, stopping Brad from scoring it, but this is a great place to drop those devices. We should be seeing a proximity mine. We should be seeing a seismic charge. Yeah, here comes the seismic charge. As to whether second system is going to still be in range of that, I don't know, but it's always worth dropping it. So looking at that place, it should be able to get any of those 3 obstacles there, which means it's going to be very tricky for second sister to avoid that. I would say 3 bank followed by a boost, possibly having to do a barrel roll all at the same time to get past that. But there is the proximite. That is almost certainly going to catch Braylen. And that is going to be a lot of damage potentially coming through. 1 instant damage and then 2 more for 2 to roll for the proximity mine. Oh, and he's going over it full send. Doesn't complete the maneuver, going over the gas cloud, so will be strained. We'll need to roll for the gas cloud to see what impact that has. And then we'll need to roll for the proximity mine, so there is the strain for the gas cloud. Triple ioned for the gas cloud as well. Only going to put 1 down because the small base ship, you only need 1 on there to signify that it's ioned. They're all going to come off. Let's see what damage the gas cloud itself does. The prox mine, another damage. So that's 3 shields. And I don't think anything's actually shot at Braylen, and he's already 3 shields down. It has been a very tough game for Brad here. And Wes just going in for the kill, to be honest. Just about have arc there, I reckon. Till the target lock's broken, going over the gas cloud. Right, getting the focus and then the red boost in for reposition. Getting a very nasty shot lined up there. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's got arc there. That focus was taken after dropping the proximity mine. By the way, Death Rain's ability, after you drop or launch a device, you may do an action from your action bar. So taking the focus, boosting round might get, don't think it's going to get out of arc, but is going to put behind that gas cloud. It's going to give him 2 red dice. More importantly, guarantees that he is not going to be in the bullseye, so no possibility of the double shot, even without the target lock anyway. But Brad does have the initiative, so he is going to take that first shot onto Death Rain, see if he can cause some significant damage. Oh, it's just not going Brad's way. He's got the reroll, but It is not going to do anything. Can Second Sister... Well, at least Second Sister is also shooting fairly poorly there. But this is a shame for Wes, because where Braylen's got the strain, he's not got any defense dice, so he would have loved to have got more in. If he'd have got the full house of hits there, could have triggered Second Sister, that would have been all crits. That could have absolutely decimated. Even now, I'd have been... time's up, so there's not really much point, but I would have potentially just maliced one up. Okay, gonna spend it, turn them both into crits. You know, gotta use Second Sister's ability at some point, right? So it's a hit and a crit, and the crit is direct hit. So imagine 2 more crits in there if that was a direct hit. That could have been truly insane there, but what we do have in the end there is a pretty solid and comfortable victory there for Wes, scoring himself 3 points for the win and another point for the kill on the table. Very unfortunate for Brad. The dice just really decided no today, so getting nothing there. But it looks like, just checking those points at the end, so it looks like it's going to end 9 points to 2 in Wes's favour, but time is up, so that is a victory there for Wes. But guys, that is another episode of Flight Academy. We still have many games left to come, so again, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.